You're not just a Thunderbirds addict, are you?
No, I'm interested in all the programmes of the 60s and 70s that involved the Gerry Anderson puppets, Captain Scarlet, Stingray and so on.
But you're very much into the authentic.
Oh, definitely. I mean, most of the puppets and models here are the originals, although if they're not the originals, they're reproductions or recreations of the originals, made from original moulds and so on.
So they must have had an enormous number of props during the various Gerry Anderson productions. I mean, how do you get hold of them?
Well, over the years, they would have had thousands of puppets and props. The studios closed down in about 1970. Most of them were thought to be destroyed, but the fact is people took them away as souvenirs, and over the years I've been trying to gather them back together again.
But it must be satisfying to know that you own Stingray.
Yes, that's the original prototype model that was made back in about 1962, 63. But the earliest item I've got is the head adjacent to Stingray, which is from Supercar, Jimmy Gibson, the little boy.
Yeah?
And moving down the line, we've got Alan Tracy from Thunderbirds, which people will have seen on TV recently.
And they're really good, aren't they? Because they... Oh, sorry.
Sorry! He's been in hospitality earlier on.
Yes. Sorry about that. Sorry. Yeah, well, at least we're proving they work.
Moving down the line here, we've got a range of the characters from Captain Scarlet and the Mysterons, which the BBC are hoping to show perhaps next year.
Yes, yeah.
In the middle, Captain Black, the villain, of course.
Yes, yeah, he needs a good shave, doesn't he?
A bit like yourself, Noel.
Yes, thank you.
Further down the line, we've got Symphony Angel from Captain Scarlet. They used to pilot the Angel jets, of which there's a miniature adjacent.
She a scale model?
Some parts are.
So this is what she used to fly?
Yes, it is the Angel jet.
Now, I mean, with all respect, a little tired looking.
Well, it's 20 years old. It's it's seen better days.
So you do not tamper with something like that?
Oh, no, I do. I mean, I got that as basic fuselage. I've had to repair the wings and repair some of the detail. Generally speaking, they're pretty poor condition after all these years.
It's fantastic. What does Gerry Anderson feel about the fact that you've got so much of his heritage?
Well, at the moment, as a matter of fact, he's got my Fab One on his nationwide tour, so he's obviously pretty impressed.
The car is great, isn't it? I mean, that must be worth an absolute fortune these days.
I mean, it's remortgaged the house. I had to sell my kids, but there it is.
I mean, that's obviously the question a lot of people will ask. Are you a wealthy man?
No, not at all. In fact, I'm one of the redundant many at the moment.
So it's a real addiction that drives you on?
Yeah, it certainly is.
I wonder how much you know about it. Don't move, because I've got the Addicts 12 for you in a little while.
Okay.
But these are all the various props that were used in Gerry Anderson productions, but of course there was a lot of other paraphernalia, hi Mick, associated with the various programmes. This is all merchandising that you collect.
All merchandising that came out from about 61 to 67. Captain Scarlet doll.
There he is again.
Yeah, it's very...
I bet there's thousands of people watching this now going, I've got one of those in the loft.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, I remember one of those.
Most people had something like the Lincoln Stingray, battery operated. These were premium giveaways.
What was that?
That's Steve Zodiac's Jetmobile.
Oh, of course it was.
That's what he rode around on.
And Steve Zodiac's big 20-inch long.
That's American. So
Is it?
probably wouldn't have got that.
That's made a few people gasp with anticipation.
This is also American, which is quite fun.
That is horrific. What's that called? What's it called?
It's the Terrorfish.
Oh, of course
which
it
was
is.
the baddies.
An annual?
Yeah, that's... I don't know if you want to read that.
Is it signed?
Yeah, I don't know if you...
Autographed? With lots of love from Mummy. Oh, isn't that sweet?
That is the only thing that I've got since I was a kid. Everything else is amassed over the last 7 years.
Yeah. Is there one prized possession? I mean, something that's worth more than anything else?
The Captain Scarlet Darwin, probably this.
Yeah, what would you value those at?
They're around about £400 to £500.
Really? So this is serious money, isn't it? And now, probably after this, all sorts of people will contact you and say, I've got one of those, where's the 500 quid?
Yeah, hopefully.
How much do you know about it? Come over here. Take your places, gentlemen, please, because for the first time, we're going to have a joint Addicts 12 on your respective subjects. And we will start with you, Mick. What can Twizzle do that makes him extra special?
His arms and legs twizzle out. Well, yeah, they sort of extend.
Yeah, he makes himself taller and he's... Yeah, it's fine. I don't think we'll go into that too much.
No.
And then there's Phil. Look at this, please. The detachable nose cone of Steve Zodiac's XL5 is known as...
Fireball Junior.
Yeah. Why is Captain Scarlet indestructible, Mick?
Because he was taken over by the Mysterons.
Yes.
And then he died and then come back and was good.
Yes, he's able to
Basically.
retro-metabolise.
Yeah.
No wonder he's worth 500 quid. Then there's Phil again. What catastrophe occurred in the series Space 1999 that became the basis for the series?
Well, there was a nuclear explosion on the moon, and it blasted the moon out of orbit.
Or Earth out of orbit?
No.
Oh, no, the moon went out of the Earth's
orbit.
orbit. You know more about this than I do.
Well, that's why I'm here.
That's why you're here, that's why I'm here. Mick, look at this. In Stingray, the world is regularly threatened by the king of the aquamphibians. Who is he?
Titan.
Ruler of...
Titanica.
That'll do. Phil, who are the designers of Supercar, both human and otherwise?
In the series, it was Professor Popkiss and Dr. Beaker, but in reality, it was a chap called Reg Hill.
Quite right. Mick, in Four Feather Falls, who's the voice of Sheriff Tex Tucker?
Nicholas Parsons.
Yep. Look at this, Phil. Joe 90 gets his special abilities from a machine known as Big Rat. What does it stand for?
You must be joking.
Brain something, isn't it? I think, isn't it?
Haven't a clue.
Brain
Really?
intelligence. No, God, I don't know.
No?
No.
Brain impulse,
Oh, yeah.
galvanoscope, record and transfer.
Oh, well.
I think we all knew that, didn't we? You got 300 people addicted to lying here. Mick, who lived in topsy-turvy land with friends Pom-Pom, Pillywig, Squish, Pongo and King Dithers?
Talkie the Battery Boy.
Yes. Who owns Fab One? Full name, please, Phil.
Philip Ray, R-A-E. Lady Penelope Crichton Ward.
Mick, look at this. On which Hollywood actor is Troy Tempest based?
James Garner.
Yeah, and the final one. What links the series UFO to Albert Square?
What does link this series, UFO to Albert Square?
Don't you know? Worth discussing. It all rides on this.
UFO to...
What links the series UFO to Albert Square? It's a little obscure.
Rolly the dog.
In UFO, the secret headquarters of Shadow were disguised as a film studio, the same studio that is now BBC Elstree, where EastEnders is filmed. You see? It wasn't that bad. Gentlemen, a great pleasure to meet two true addicts. Well done. Very good. Thank you, Mick. Thank you, Phil. Now, in this series, we have met all sorts of addicts. And some of them have been very straight, and some of them have been just a little bit strange. And there's only one word to describe Captain Beanie.